Alright, guys, join us as we're heading back to the rivalry, the glitter, and the glamour of early 20th century America with a look at this next fascinating musical, Warpaint. Now, this isn't just a story about makeup, it's a tale of ambition, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of success in a male-dominated world. Warpaint is a musical with music by Scott Frankel, lyrics by Michael Corey, and a book by Doug Wright. The musical relates the rivalry between two important women of the cosmetics industry, Elizabeth Arden and Helena Rubinstein. Elizabeth Arden was the daughter of a Canadian farmer and presented her products as emblems of an upper-class life of comfort, while Helena Rubinstein from Poland emphasized science, promising on an exotic look. Together, they not only forged an industry, but a way of life. They absolutely shattered glass ceilings as women in industry. Arden was largely responsible for establishing makeup as proper and appropriate, even necessary, for a ladylike image, because previously makeup had been pretty much associated with lower classes and prostitutes. She targeted middle-aged and plain women for whom beauty products promised a youthful, beautiful image. Throughout her marketing campaigns, she stressed teaching women how to apply makeup and pioneered such concepts as scientific formulation of cosmetics, beauty makeovers, and coordinating colors of eye, lip, and facial makeup. Rubinstein's career began in Australia in 1896 when she spotted enthusiastic buyers for the jars of beauty cream in her luggage. Now, with no money and little command of the English language, she spotted a possible market where she began to make her own line of beauty products. Now, in order to have funds available, she took up waitressing at the Winter Garden Tea Rooms in Melbourne, Australia. It was there that she found enough funds to launch her creme village, supposedly including herbs imported from Europe's Carpathian Mountains. Her cream cost 10 cents and sold for 6 shillings. Now, to crunch that for today's terms, her cream basically cost $12.49 to make, and she was able to sell it for around $40 to $50. By 1908, Rubinstein used $100,000 of her own profit and moved to London, where she began what would be later known as an international enterprise. Now, both Rubinstein and Arden were both in their own right social climbers. They were both keenly aware of effective marketing and luxurious packaging, the attraction of beauticians in neat uniforms, the value of celebrity endorsements, the perceived value of overpricing, and the promotion of the pseudoscience of skincare. Rubinstein said of her rival, "With her packaging and my product, we could have ruled the world." Well, fast forward 107 years later, when a world premiere musical entitled Warpaint would open its doors at the Goodman Theater in Chicago. The cast starred 3-time Tony winner Patti LuPone, 2-time Tony winner Christine Ebersole, stage and television actor John Dossett, musical theater actor Douglas Sills, as well as actor, author, and director Mr. Eric Lieberman. In his review of the Chicago production, Peter Marks in the Washington Post wrote, "LuPone and Ebersole wrap their prodigious voices around a score by Scott Frankel and Michael Corey that rings with a kind of exhilarating brassy notes that match the chutzpah of their characters' ambitions. In the twilight is where both LuPone's and Ebersole's performances gain their essential poignancy, and the storyline, Warpaint, conveys with tremendous authority what it must have been like for both women to have assumed the traditionally masculine role of running a major company." Now, once the green light was given, the musical would put its best face forward when the production transferred to Broadway's Nederlander Theater in April of 2016. Running for 269 performances, the cast remained the same from the Chicago run. After strong box office returns in the first weeks of its run, Warpaint unfortunately failed to retain an audience draw into the summer months, which resulted in the production closing in November of 2017 to accommodate LuPone's need for hip replacement surgery. Now, the Broadway production of Warpaint typically received what were deemed mixed reviews, with critics seemingly unanimous in praise for stars Lupone and Ebersol, but generally less enthused about the overall production itself. HuffPost critic Christian Lewis wrote, Warpaint certainly is not a revolutionary or even a very well written or conceived musical. But while the show itself and the cast as a whole may be lackluster and flawed, its two leading ladies are certainly deserving of praise. Lupone is hilariously campy and intense, Ebersol serious and passionate. In reality, Warpaint is a glorified concert for Ebersol and Lupone, whose magnificent performances are an absolute must-see. Although these vocal powerhouses cannot fully redeem this flawed musical with its bad lyrics, lazy staging, and entirely bland supporting cast. Alright guys, and as quick as that started, that brings us to the close of this episode. Warpaint reminds us that even in the face of fierce competition, women can achieve extraordinary things. Until next time guys, stay curious and glamorous, and please, keep supporting live theater and the amazing world that musicals themselves have to offer.